All right, Mike.
Let's do this.
Mike. Okay. So this is not a video on how to stop a certain pass. This is going to be a video on using a certain technique to stop passes. So we're going to dive into the invert, all right? So the invert is literally, I'm inverting, all right? That's the invert. I mean, obviously it was a sloppy invert, but I was just like showing you're inverted, you're upside down, all right? Your feet are over your head or your knees are over your head. I'm going to talk about why and how we use the invert to stop many different passes, but right now, mostly it'll just be around the legs passes. So hypothetically speaking, when Mike is passing my guard, my goal is usually from the outside the legs passes to try and get my feet back on Mike somehow, right? However, there's things that Mike can do that make it more difficult for me. One is when Mike circles more over my shoulder line, now it's hard for me to put my feet on Mike unless I'm super flexible. Like I can barely reach Mike here. I got long legs, right? This one has a hard time because of the fact that he's like 45 degrees to me. It means like I have to be able to like reach pretty far with my legs. The other thing he can do that makes it difficult for me to put my feet on him is when he turns me away, right? Now I don't have the angle to put my feet on him, right? And then the other thing, kind of like what we just talked about in the last video, is when they get super close with their upper body, like in that camping position. So not so much over my head, but towards my hips. Yeah, now they're so close that it's hard for me to get my feet on it because they're closer than my feet, all right? So these are kind of like 3 times or 3 ways that it can be difficult for us to put our legs on them, and these are times that we're going to use the invert, right? So the invert is really good because let's use the camping as an example, I guess. So when you're here and you're camping outside my legs here, if you look at my hips are pretty close to Mike's hips. The closer my hips are to Mike's, technically speaking, it's going to be harder for me to use my legs on Mike, all right? When we do an invert, now look how far my hips are from me and Mike. Now I have way more space where I can use my legs to recover my guard, right? Same with, yeah, let's use that one more time actually. So when we're here, right, I'm trying to put my feet on him, it's really hard. But when I go for that inversion, now I have way more space to put my legs on Mike. Where before, I was like a ladybug on my back. I couldn't place my feet on him because he was too close, right? So that's a time that we would use the invert to get our hips further away. The other reason why the invert is really good is because we kind of talked about it last video without you for a second. Yeah. When I try and place my foot where my hand is, I can reach my foot about here. Like I can't get my foot that low to the ground, right? So if Mike is over here and just drop down to your knees and actually just rotate this way so that way they can see. So if Mike is here, right, like this, if Mike is here and I just try and place my foot on Mike, I got it, but barely, right? If I move myself out and now I invert, like now it's easier, come back. Now it's easier for me. Like see how much further I can bring my feet below you?
Yeah.
Opposed to like me barely being able to get to like shoulder height.
Yeah.
So again, when he's here, if I try and place my foot on him, it's hard. But if I invert, now it's easy. I can pretty much touch the ground. Yeah. So even if Mike was laying down, I get my feet under him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously, using the invert is going to take some form of flexibility because if you can't go upside down, you're not going to use it. But like any other sport, any other sport,
There we go.
If you're not as athletic or you're lacking in some form of athleticism, you're going to have a disadvantage in any other sport, just like in jiu-jitsu, right? If you're not flexible, you can still play guard, but it's going to be more difficult. You're going to have to modify the way you're playing guard. So that's kind of two reasons why we use the invert. Is it gives us more space between our hips to be able to use our legs. And then on top of that, it allows us to have like a wider range to retain our guard, because we can bring our feet closer to the floor, which means that even if our partner is a lot closer to us, we're going to be able to put our feet on them still, where we wouldn't be able to if we were side on. So let's use that now in those three scenarios that we talked about. So like the camping when they're too close, when they turn us away, and when they run towards our head, just to kind of give an example. So let's start with the camping one, right? So we're here, and I'm framing Mike, and he's bringing his head down. Here is where it's going to be kind of difficult for me to bring my legs on him, because I don't have the flexibility really to do this without using my hand. All right? It's going to be difficult for me to bring this foot out because he's too close, and he's pushing my knee, right? So I want to make more space, right? I keep the frame so I can at least have him off the ground when I turn, right? And now I'll find somewhere to scoop on him. And I'll go upside down here. And then now from here, just find a way to anchor and spin back to face. We're going to go over north-south retention, like all the counters he's going to do in the next video. But this is just like a general idea of when we're going to use the invert. So now that's using it when they're really close, right? I moved my hips away, which made them kind of like technically like less close to my hips. And we're going to use our guard to retain guard. Let's use the turning away now. So we're here, and Mike turns me away, right? No, don't take my hands off. Just literally turn my legs away.
Okay.
Here, let me do it to you.
Oh.
Literally just do this.
Oh, just literally push away? Okay. All right.
So we're here, right? Mike turns me away. I feel like I can't put my feet on Mike in this position, right? Bring your weight down on me as you go. Yeah. Here. And again, I just basically pulled myself further away from Mike so he couldn't continue turning my legs. And then my hips were nice and far away from me now, and I was inverting to get my guard back. So just start over here, right? He just turns my, this one here. Yeah, he turns my legs away, right? So he can reach right now, but when I shrimp, place, and now look where my legs are. Right, if your legs are in, then I can start tangling them up.
Yeah.
If they're not, I would just
spin back around.
Spin back to guard, right?
Yeah.
So one more time, I got a foot cramp. He turns my legs away, boom, shrimp, and now I got the frames in. Now my hips are nice and far away. And now from here I can retain my guard.
That's cool.
All right, and then the last one was when they run north-south. So we're here, and before I get to put my feet on, I can't. I switch to framing his chest. Right? When you get a hang of this, it's like nice and smooth.
Yeah.
You know, it feels almost too easy sometimes.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Anytime we roll, you've done this to me every time. Every time.
I do this to a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're here. So if he stays here, like this is the part where it's like, okay, I'm starting to not be able to put my feet on him unless I go upside down. So now as he keeps going, here I keep his chest away, go up, anchor somewhere. So I'm going to anchor on the outside of his body this time. And as I spin my head out, it crosses him, keeps him in place.
Yeah.
All right. So that's like using it for around the guard. I mean, you can use it for several different like late stage guard passes, right? Like if he was in the knee cut position and he was to slice his leg over my leg, right? And I'm trying to put my knee shield in, but he keeps circling away to stop the knee shield. So like knee cut towards my head, right? Yeah, keep going, keep going. Like you don't have to stay on my leg. Yep. Here.
Oh, you
Right?
can do it from every position, eh?
So as he was trying to go past my legs, I made him go all the way to north-south by bringing my head under, right? So maybe they didn't want to necessarily run all the way above my head, but when I see them just go a little bit towards my head, When I go and bring my head under, I make them go further than they wanted to go, where now I'm upside down, right? So one more time from there. So we're here, he like knee cuts, right? He wanted to go this way, so I can't get my knee inside here, right? So he keeps circling towards my head a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
I'll go all the way, and now I can catch him because I made him go further, which means my hips have more space again to catch him back in my guard, right?
Okay.
Trying to think if there's any other times. Sometimes I'll use the invert as well when people are trying to trap my head. So like if we're in side control, this is a little bit different variation, but when we're in side control here and Mike is trying to crossface me, right? Maybe he brings this arm into my hip here, right? To free my head, I can bring my head under, right? As well, it's a similar idea. I can kind of like hide my head from his crossface by inverting, right? So as he passes my guard and he tries to control my head, when I go under, now he can't control my head anymore. And now I can invert and get my legs back. So before he traps my head in place, I can kind of make a shield to bring my head under. Once my head under your chest, you can't cross-face me anymore.
Yeah.
And my hips are further away where I can use my legs easier. Again, you're going to have to be able to invert to be able to do this stuff. But if you don't have inversions in your guard, you're going to have a harder time with all the later stage escapes for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's very true. Oh.